Did someone say Weeaboots? Because I think I just heard someone say Weeaboots. Hello and welcome to another episode of Weeaboots, the anime review podcast by Gigabootz.com. With us today is Jay from Zeon.
Yep.
Bob.
I'm here too.
And Jeff from
Jeff's house?
Hey, Jeff.
Running with that joke every time.
Never gets old.
Well, you haven't been here for a while, so it's a fresh joke for like new fans who haven't heard this before.
Exactly. So it's fresh through how old it is.
I'm sure everybody got a good laugh.
They were like, oh, isn't it funny? This guy isn't a YouTuber. Actually, little do we know, you have like 100 different song covers on some YouTube channel you never showed any of us.
I just figured he had a YouTube channel full of cats.
Just shake my stomach.
Come here, kiddies. Speaking of which, I have a cat game to play on my iPad, but hey, today we're reviewing The 7 Deadly Sins. It's a Netflix original series that is an anime.
Whoa.
Yes.
So the progression goes House of Cards, BoJack Horseman, superhero bullshit, anime.
Yeah.
Okay. So, hey guys, let's do a production breakdown. Bob, bring it in with the production credits.
All right. Director is Tensai Okamura, and he's done directing on Blue Exorcist, Darker Than Black, and Wolf's Rain. So those are all like pretty high name things.
Yeah. Yeah, those are pretty renowned.
And then you stick the cat toys out in the yard, and random cats come by, and they play with the cat toys. But you got to make sure the food's full. See, it was almost empty, and then you refill it.
Oh, it's already more exciting than the anime I just watched.
Sometimes this really fat one comes, and then he eats all your food.
God damn it!
Yeah.
Does he at least give you really nice presents?
Yeah,
to
but you
compensate?
don't refill your food until after he leaves.
Okay,
Neither of these look obese. But in any case, what
The original creator is Nakaba Suzuki, whose other manga's work includes Blizzard Axel, which I looked up. It's based on figure skating. I think that's the first.
That's the most metal fucking name for anything involving figure skating ever. And Bokuto Kimi no Aida ni.
And then the animation production's brought in by A1 Pictures, who's done a lot of
Steak
stuff.
sauce.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like Anohana, the flower we saw that day, Birdie the Mighty, Decode, and Sword Art Online, and Blue Exorcist. You may have seen these things. They are anime.
Yep.
Sure are anime.
But if you're wondering about the GAT game I'm playing, it's called Neko Atsume. It's pretty good. It's on iOS. Probably on Android. Pretty sure. Yeah, it's on Android.
I think it was there first.
Yeah, no, shut up.
Apparently, we are now a cat game review podcast.
I just said the app's name is Neko Atsume.
Okay.
I think our fan base cares.
We got two to talk about the weird Tetris cat game that Bob downloaded yesterday.
God.
Oh yeah, I didn't even get that. But real quick, we haven't reviewed any animes that really are cat centric or have
So next week is
Recurring
Cheese Sweet Home. Gotcha.
or the last third of Azumagadayo.
That is a very cat anime.
It is.
Yeah, by that point it's just full catness.
Just to have an episode where we discuss the
Really?
cats and other
Really?
animals.
What? It's full levels of cat. It's catness. That's what I said.
I hate you.
Katniss is the main character of Hunger Games.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah.
That's not a name.
No,
Did
it's
anyone
not.
tell her?
Well, see,
That seems like it's a lot of cats.
well,
We've hit maximum Katniss. It's just raining cats.
Katniss is about as much of a name as Ender is, so...
But
Well,
see,
Ender is a word. Well, Ender is partially okay. It's similar,
Yeah.
but
It's
one
the
isn't
same level.
cats.
Katniss isn't a real word, even vaguely.
Oh, come on. It's cat with a K, guys.
Yeah.
That changes
Yeah,
everything.
but
Now it's a
like-
name.
Yeah.
Might as well just be named Katie at that
Also,
point.
because of these stupid fucking movies, we're gonna have a whole generation of kids naming their fucking daughters Katniss.
Well,
so-
Game of Thrones is kind of doing the same thing, where it's like, what the fuck is with these names? Looks up, oh, Game of Thrones. Oh.
I've met a bunch of people named Arwen. From,
From what?
Lord of the Rings.
Ah,
You may have heard of it. It was a big series, really huge book. Turned into 3 books because they couldn't print that much paper back in that time. No, really, it's true. They're like, listen here, you little shit. This isn't a book. And they're just holding it barely because it's 1,200 fucking pages. In any case, so hey, this is an anime.
It is.
Is it?
Is that what we do at this
Yes.
podcast?
It is also a manga. I have the manga here.
Oh yeah, the manga's
the
actually brought over
Crunchyroll.
by Crunchyroll mangas.
Yeah, so
Oh,
you can pull
that's-
that up and look at that. That is a thing you can do. But yeah, so like the first thing I was like, this is based on a manga. I need to see the original is when the giant chick's face starts showing up in the series. And I'm like, that cannot be what somebody drew on paper for a manga because that thing is bad. But hey, enough about the manga, enough about product placement of Crunchyroll manga
I'm curious
with its
about that.
unlimited manga.
That we're not getting
That's
paid
very
for.
limited.
Yep, that is incredibly limited. This is the whole selection. This isn't, well, technically it says it's popular, but I'm pretty sure this is everything. It's really not. But they have Arakawa. God damn.
Oh, good, because I know the scanlations I read for that years ago were utter shit.
Yeah, and their quality for the scan is really high, especially compared to Kindle. Like
Yeah, I think that's what you're showing me.
Kindle manga's terrible.
Yeah, like I think I told you, but for people listening, like the scanlation I had seen for Arakawa Under the Bridge, recruit was spelled recruito or something. Like this like completely just like weeabooed his name up really bad. It's like, guys, it's an English word. It's fucking recruit.
Is this it?
Yeah, that's a hell of a lot better. Damn.
Yeah, it's pretty
Wow.
good. It looks really nice on the screen.
Wow. Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was this anime.
Oh,
No. We're talking about Arakawa Under the Bridge.
Of
God,
course.
keep up. We're reviewing Arakawa this episode. Jesus, Jeff, you
I
did
watched
watch
the
it
wrong
in
one
time.
again.
God damn it, Jeff.
Okay, you should know with this podcast, we talk about reviewing an anime, then we talk about a whole bunch of other shit, and then we actually start talking about the anime.
And then eventually we get back to the anime, maybe.
Yeah.
But real quick, before we really dive deep into how we feel about this, Jay, did you watch any other anime since last week?
Did I? No, I didn't.
Okay. Bob?
I don't think I did.
We've been kind of pressed for time
Yeah.
since last week. We recorded a lot of Star Ocean 2 Let's Play.
That sounds like fun. Is it? I don't know. I never played Star Ocean 2.
I got to write a script in the middle of it, so it was maximum enjoyment levels for me, but
There you
I don't
go.
know. It has some great voice acting.
It does.
It is also pretty anime. So here begins our review of Star Ocean 2. So Star Ocean 2. No.
I don't know the plot, but Eric's told me it so far.
Oh, okay.
That is how it's going. He's like smashing through every screen of text and he's summarizing brutally.
Nice.
It's the most fucked up Let's Play of an RPG I've ever seen. But whatever. In any case, yeah, so the 7 Deadly Sins. What is this anime about? Bob.
It's basically about these guys who call themselves the 7 Deadly Sins and are a troop of soldiers who betrayed their emperor and now are vigilantes. But we really follow the story of the princess who's found Meliodas, who's the captain of these guys. And they just go around the countryside trying to find the other ones.
Okay, so maybe you're gonna rephrase some things. They were a troop.
Yeah.
Okay.
They haven't been in years. And she is trying to find them so that way they can overthrow the Holy Knights, because the Holy Knights are doing really fucked up shit across the countryside, being the hugest shitlords, basically.
Yes, that seems to be their real job.
It's really great. And she ends up bumping into the captain of the 7 Deadly Sins, Meliodas, who is the Dragon Sin of Wrath. Because that's what he is, I
It's
guess.
just so cool,
He's
I
got
guess.
a dragon symbol tattooed on his arm.
Do they actually refer to themselves as the 7 Deadly Sins?
They do.
Yeah.
Like, I've
Eventually, yeah.
What's
Yeah.
his face? The jailed guy.
Bon.
Yeah,
The Fox Sin of
Yeah,
Greed.
he said, like, I heard him refer to him as the captain of the 7 Deadly Sins.
Yeah.
But I wasn't sure if it was just, like, tongue-in-cheek referring.
Eventually,
Well, like,
they do a
got
flashback.
the
and,
name.
And then it's like, they're referring to themselves as the sins before any of the treachery happens or
Okay.
anything. So that was a little weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, real quick, and I tried to do this as soon as possible. How many episodes did everybody watch? Jeff?
6.
Bob?
6.
Me 7? Jay?
4.
Okay.
Because some asshole said 4.
I did say 4, and then I watched more, which sometimes people do.
In your defense, that is exactly what you told me. You're like, we're watching 4, but we've been watching more.
Okay, so I didn't even get that text. I just got the text that's like, hey, we're doing this earlier than usual. And I was like, oh, I wasn't prepared to do it earlier than usual.
God damn it, why are we doing it earlier than usual? And that's when Jeff kicked down the door, and he's like, hey, come with me. And Jay's like, Jeff-sama. So yeah, in any case, so this is a dumb fantasy anime that is a bit shonen as fuck.
Yeah.
That is
very shonen.
Yeah, like super powerful people who are super powerful and cool. But the main character is also lecherous, just like old school. It is seriously
Okay,
like
That's
somewhere
not even,
between.
we can't even call that old school, okay?
No. It really makes me think of Slayer's Cross with Those Who Hunt Elves, because it is just this sleazy fucking stupid fucking high fantasy fucking anime where people are stupid powerful in the service of really dumb jokes.
Fucking. Okay, yeah. My reaction to watching this series was, who the hell made a mid-90s anime in 2015?
Yeah, and then,
Like this is Sword and Sorcery's mid-90s fucking anime schlock.
Yeah.
In 2015, and I'm really confused.
I was saying that basically right off the bat of like, are we sure the manga is from like 2 decades ago or some weird shit?
because we do have some manga, there's some anime to manga conversions that are like that. Like
Like one of the ones we
Ushio and
reviewed.
Tora is an anime that's currently going, but it's from a 90s manga.
And
so
I mean,
it feels super 90s.
that war anime that we reviewed earlier this year that was
Arslan.
based on an
Yeah.
80s novel,
right?
That had like
But no, this is a modern manga that's just garbage.
What? No.
Okay.
This is good trash. I like to think of it as pulpy.
it's orange juice.
Yes.
Yeah, this anime, it is an anime. It is the most anime we have ever animated for Weeaboots. I'm pretty sure.
Is that
I'm
is
pretty
anime
sure too.
the adjective for watching anime?
Yeah.
Or is
Well,
it
when
the
you
verb?
review it professionally, yes.
Yeah, we are animating.
When you're sad and lonely and watching anime by yourself at night, you're not animating. Now, when you're doing it for your podcast, you are animating.
Yes.
That's the way I like to think of it. But yeah, no, it is really just straight up that fucking schlock.
Yeah, it just had like this list of tropey bullshit, and it just boob grope, yes. Ridiculous OP attacks, yes.
Loves panties.
Yeah,
Keeps
just-
staying- yeah.
Yeah, it just total submissive love interest, check. Really cool protagonist, cool in air quotes, check. Yeah, it hits all of those marks. And it's just the most formulaic, schlocky crap we've watched in a while.
I feel like the only thing unique is a giant girl. Like, I don't think that's...
Which honestly, okay, does anyone else think that's kind of hot?
I know someone does. I just saw that and I'm like, oh, good. Can't wait till the furry shows up and all the other fetishes roll into town. But no, there are no furries, so...
Oh, okay, cool.
We're
good.
just serving.
Well, we haven't
servicing
seen the
that
rest
one.
of the cast, so we don't know. Maybe one of the sins.
I've read some descriptions of the cast, and none of them have popped out as furries.
Okay. I'm just saying, though, man, like, Deanna, giant friggin' chick, I don't know. I'd scale that mountain.
There are multiple people in this anime who would do that. Jeff, what did you think about the 7 Deadly Sins, the Netflix original series, available for streaming now?
On Netflix.
I did not like it.
You did not like it. Okay, why? Like, what about it puts you off, or like, do you just get bored, or what's the deal?
The voice acting was a huge part, but we can get to that later.
Okay, we'll get to
yeah, no, it is very tropey, and then every episode just kind of followed the same formula, like what's his name?
Meliodas.
Smelly odor. Yes.
Yeah, smelly odor. He'd just be all aloof and gropey. And then the princess would always be like, I'm going to get really emotional about something this episode.
Yes, usually the same thing. Every episode at least once.
Hey, don't forget, there'd be a really epic fight.
Yeah.
Epic in air quotes.
Epic, yeah.
Man, fucking, by episode 3, I'm reading the manga, or 4, I'm reading the manga while we're watching the anime, and I'm like, that was 3 panels, and it's still going. But fucking yeah, it is kind of like that. Like they come to a town and there's a problem because the Holy Knight fucked them up because they pissed off a Holy Knight. So now Meliodas needs to find out about the local characters and then solve the problem. And there's probably a battle or a cool thing. In that episode, it was less a battle and more a cool thing.
Yeah.
Because the Holy Knight, after he gets the sword, basically what happens in that episode, we can go over an episode idea in order to give a sort of, general understanding of this from an objective point of view. In the episode, we haven't introduced this character. So, the mother of the talking pig, which is the mother is a giant 5-story tall green pig that carries a tavern on its back. So it just walks into town or whatever, and they get off and they come in and, oh man, the town's water supply has been fucked up by a knight and his crazy holy lightning powers that he put into the ground. So then everyone's like, oh, the townspeople need to team up and pull it out. And then Meliodas is like, okay, sure, cool, whatever. Let's talk to this kid about what pissed off the Holy Knight. So then they faff off with that for like 3 minutes. And then they come back and a bunch of piece of shit King's Army shitlords who aren't special. They're just idiots. They're just like, haha, you're dying. Because they're assholes.
Yeah.
And
wow.
Meliodas is like, psh, you're an idiot. And then he pulls out the sword and everyone's like happy and shit. But then they bring the sword back to the Holy Knight and they're like, dude, this asshole totally fucking ripped the sword out. And he was like, fuck you. So then the Holy Knight just like, oh, where's that town from here? It's this heading. And he's like, okay, this should do it. And he pulls back with his fucking lance and launches it insanely fast with crazy energy arcing off of it miles away. And Meliodas walks outside of the tavern, and it's supposed to be one of those scenes where, like, what's her bitch, the princess, which her name is Elizabeth Lioness, was sitting out there moping and crying to herself about how princess she is. And then Meliodas is like, which way? Is it this way? Is it that way? I don't know. I think it's... Oh, there it is. And then he catches the lance and just digs through a fucking mountain as he tries to stop it with his feet. And it's like, oh, he's going to stop it before it hits the... No. And then he starts plowing through the town trying to stop it. And then eventually he does finally stop it and he launches it back at those fuckers. And it's like, there you go. There's your episode. Sometimes there's more of a fight instead of whatever you call that. A cool thing,
That was
I
probably
guess.
still the best thing in the series.
I think it was hilarious.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would call it the best thing in the series because around episode 4 they introduce a group called the Weird Fangs. The Weird Fangs have to be ironically designed to be the shittiest looking bad guys ever.
The worst part about this anime, I'm pretty sure it's not ironic. I'm pretty sure they actually think it's cool.
No,
I don't believe that for a second.
You don't make a bitch with like a spider helmet.
They're wearing like medieval armor, but her helmet's a spider.
Yeah, it has like little like fang things. It has like little legs sticking off the side. It looks so fucking retarded.
It does.
Oh my god! Nobody looked at that design and went, "Dude, that is so fucking cool."
The one guy with the thorn vines.
Yeah, he has thorny vines in his face. You can see his eye in between them. It's just so stupid. It is like above and beyond bad design of like tropey, shitty, over the top, nonsensical. And their name's fucking Weird Fangs. What a shitty name.
Yeah, like the 7 Deadly Sins. That sounds like a cool name, kind of.
In contemporary anime terms, that'll work.
But
whatever.
the Weird Fangs, like I feel like that is a name that just like in Japanese that sounds so fucking cool, but when it translates over, it just sounds fucking retarded. Because I don't want to think like this is some sort of weird parody name, because this anime isn't self-aware enough, I think, to be a parody.
So Bob.
Well, it seems like Jeff had something to say.
Oh, yeah, that's probably why they shoved them all off in the middle of that random jail.
Yeah.
So they're just like, oh, those guys are weirdos. Let's just keep them out of our
Keep them
what
in
you
the
think
giant
now.
jail facility.
Wait until like a season later and everyone's just getting escalatedly stupider.
No, see, that would be great. That would be like, we can hit the kill level and have somebody tubing through the air. Like, we could do that if we just believe. I'm the weird clarinet. Freaking, yeah, I just... this is so perfectly stupid. It's not like, oh, I'm a dumb anime. That's like the worst part of this is when it does that pacing problem of like, yeah, we get it. It's the bell. The bell's causing the spell that makes it so they can't see you. Or, okay, well, actually, no, that was the worst thing. Episode 5.
That part sucked.
Yeah, that part really
Caught
sucked.
in your mouth.
Yeah.
It was like, cool.
It was a really stupid part in episode 5. I think that was the worst episode I've seen yet. Every other episode I actually really liked. I like this anime.
Whoa.
I like this anime a lot. It is stupid fucking garbage, but it's perfectly... The Weird Fangs had me cracking up so fucking hard because they tried to be so cool and badass, and they're just constantly shitty at their job.
You know, Dan, I'm really glad you said that because, like, the last couple of Weeaboots we've done, we have completely agreed. Like the things that we liked and disliked about an episode was exactly on par. We all had the exact same issues, or we praised it for the exact same reasons. This time, okay, there's some disagreement here.
Yeah, no, like I just like the 7 Deadly Sims themselves. The 7 Deadly Sims. It's like
I think that was actually an expansion.
Yeah, there we go. Oh god, there probably was a 7 Deadly Sins.
Yeah, no, there was. I remember.
Oh wow, I thought that was a joke.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Wait, maybe that was just a weird modding site for it. I don't remember.
Oh yeah, that probably was a weird modding site.
Yeah.
I'm now remembering that.
Yeah,
a bit
because
better. Yeah,
that was like one of the better places to go find things people made.
Yeah. Because back in the day, you used to have to download files and insert them into folders, and that's how you modded your game.
You used to play the Sims a lot?
No, I haven't since Sims 1.
Yeah, and the latest Sims game has some limitations that are just fucking weird and kind of shitty. Also, they're rolling out content that you have
knowledgeable
to play constantly.
of the website, so it wasn't.
No, that was like
that was
99, 2001.
Yeah.
So that was a long time in the Mesozoic era, when The Sims 1 was the best-selling PC game of all time. Little did we know Minecraft was coming,
and you had to figure out how to get Tenchi in it. I mean, it was just really important.
What was?
He's not kidding, you guys. This is important.
What was the name of the invisible guy?
Invisible guy?
Yeah,
Weird Fang for that?
The Weird Fang that teleported by turning invisible and running to the other side of the fight.
I didn't write down the names of the Weird Fangs, but yes, guy who can teleport, allegedly,
Quote, quote.
is a great piece of shit. Like, that guy...
I liked him.
His voice was great.
I think he was incredible just from the... Yeah, I don't know. Like, something about him is so anime villain turned up to 11 and stupid.
Yeah.
Like, he is really villain of the week.
I love how he just straight admits that he's a coward. And he's just like, oh, whoa, you're getting serious
you're
now.
gonna beat the shit out of me? And then you just see which, this is a good transition, you see a terribly animated horse running at the foreground, and then it turns out he teleported on top of it, and he's like, oh man, fuck this shit, I'm out of here. It was just...
You know, it takes a lot for something to stand out as terribly animated in this series.
Speaking of which, let's talk about visuals. This is a disgustingly bad anime. What?
I don't think I really got to say much about the anime at all.
You don't get to.
Oh, okay.
It says here on the checklist, fuck Bob.
Darn it.
I'm sorry, Bob.
Damn it, again, every week is Fuck Bob week.
Do it, Jay. In any case, Bob, what did you like and or dislike?
I mean, it really isn't a good show. I just...
Okay.
I can't... Like, if... It doesn't go far enough to be like satire of itself, and yet it is clearly just bunches of tropes thrown together. There's not really a cool world or style to it to get me into it. So just from a perspective, I like shonen series. Sometimes I like high fantasy series. I don't end up liking this one at all. It's I don't know. I think it's weird pacing, and there's like one cool thing that happens per episode. Yeah.
So basically, it's too middle of the road and too generic. It doesn't go too far any one direction to really appeal. That's kind of where I'm stuck at.
Yeah, and it's just I can't really suggest it.
We're not at the suggestion.
Oh my god!
It comes at the end.
Oh.
Hey, case.
Man, fuck that up, Bob.
God damn it, Bob! Fucking, I'm checking you off right now.
This is why every week is Fuck Bob week.
Yep. He's the real reason. Fucking Bob. God damn it. There, gone. In any case, you don't get to recommend anything at the end of the episode. You sit in the corner, you shut your fucking mouth.
What about bagels?
Nope, nothing. Not a single fucking thing.
Fuck, there's bagels? Why didn't anyone tell me there was bagels?
There are no
Yeah.
bagels.
Fuck!
I can recommend
my-
bagels to people.
Oh, okay.
What's a
Well,
good
apparently, no,
bagel?
you can't. Dan just said you can't.
Oh my god, you're right.
Yep. So in any case, yeah, I don't know. To counter that, I feel like the action scenes only occasionally go on so long. Like, it was really episode 5, and let's see. I know there was one other than the fucking Bell fight that just. There were two in the series that really carry on
where
too long.
he fought the swords. Or
Oh,
the,
yeah,
the
he
Holy
fought
Knight,
the
and
Holy Knight.
They ended up reusing a lot of stuff, and it was just boring by the end of it. And then they did DBZ battle for a second, even though the rest of the series they aren't doing that.
I thought that was incredible because they have like full animated swipes at each other normally, but then at one point they're just appearing, hitting each other, and disappearing with dashing lines like it's fucking DBZ, and you're like, really? Fuck animating, huh? Animes don't need to be animated.
Did the thing where like they smashed him into the crater in the
Yes.
ground, and then it does the overhead shot, and he just like gets a smirk on his face, like, "Oh, is that it?" I mean, that whole scene made me think of DBZ.
Yeah, it went really DBZ there for a second. That would, by the way, be the scene that was 3 panels in the fucking manga.
And I'm glad we're going to visuals next, because oh man, that fight.
But yeah, I feel like those two fights, you know, episode 5 with the Bell thing and the fucking deception, and then that fight were those were the down moments in the series for me. Like, even fighting Shitlord McCowerton of the Weird Fangs, where he's just like, I'm out of here. Like, even that fight was better than those two because it didn't carry on forever with the super obvious thing of like, no, he's fine.
Yeah.
No, that's a spell. Stop. But I genuinely find the series ironically enjoyable. Like, what it finds to be jokes, I do laugh at, but not necessarily because they themselves are brilliant and funny. But in any case, yeah, let's talk about visuals. This is the ugliest fucking anime we've watched for Weeaboots, and that is a tall fucking order.
Bullshit.
Dude, the horse looked like it was dying when it was running. It was breaking at points. It had 4 frames of animation, and it looked like it was just snapping its legs in
What
half.
episode?
That was actually what you saw.
It, yeah.
Okay, because like the first 4 episodes, I'm like, what the hell are they talking about?
I mean,
it never stands out, and the lightning in episode 3 is freaking from
visual
Adobe
After
After Effects.
I know.
And it's the worst looking lightning possible.
Oh yeah, I know. Like the lighting was really terrible looking, and I would say like there's never. Okay, like A1 Pictures is one of those studios that like you know they're pretty middle of the road. Like in terms of they're not like great, they're not like utter trash. But like the one thing I kind of think they stand out as like they have like those great Sakuga moments. Which Sakuga moments, for those listening that don't know what the hell that means, it's whenever the budget spikes up for like a scene, and it's just like, oh, that looked really cool, and then it drops back down to what it was before.
I feel like this is the weakest A1 Pictures I've seen.
I haven't
Like,
seen
in terms
any
of
other
animation?
Yeah, in terms of animation quality.
I haven't seen
Black
any.
Butler season 1.
I haven't seen that one.
Okay,
But yeah,
but,
like-
that one was also like over 5 years ago, I think. so-
Right.
I also didn't hear it because it was about, slightly buried. Jeff said Anohana looks good.
Yeah.
Birdie looked really good.
Yeah, Birdie might. Yeah, Birdie
And
might.
Blue
look-
Exorcist
What are you
was
talking about? Birdie's a
inconsistent,
fat
but
sack
it
of
was
shit
good.
in Street Fighter 5. That guy got obese. I don't.
Yeah, he
They really let himself go.
But yeah,
Like it's very just really middle of the road. Like the second moment's like when he catches a spear. There's a couple
Yeah,
of like
that
cool
thing
fight
looked
scene
cool.
things where it's just like, oh, that looked really cool.
yeah, it really spiked there. Clearly.
Yeah,
and then the rest of it was downhill.
just every episode has like the one scene where I'm like, that looked really fucking cool. Except for like the episode with the electricity. That
was bad.
I don't think there was a single scene in that episode.
There was Lance thing where he caught the flying.
I thought that
lance.
was-
No, that was in the
before.
previous episode.
Yeah, that was,
two.
that was the episode. The end of episode
2.
2.
Oh, sorry. I'm mistaking lightning thing for underwater lightning.
Oh no,
thing.
the Misty Forest.
They're all the same After Effects. Select 2 points and let
Yeah.
lightning go.
Yeah.
It didn't look nearly as bad until they started wrapping people in
Yes.
episode 3.
I mean,
That
that's
was when it was
fair.
just like top tier. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Saving money, clearly, idiot. Yeah, I don't know. Like the only thing I have a consistent problem with in this anime visually is the giant's face. Like, it looks like it's ripped out of some 90s anime that I can't remember.
Yeah.
And it's bugging the shit out of me. So I checked out the manga to see if I could, and it doesn't quite look the same in the manga. So that bugs me even more. And now I'm going insane, and I'm like, was it Kite? Was it someone in Kite? No, it couldn't have been. What fucking anime has her goddamn face been lifted from?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of, like, what she reminds... Because, like, honestly, like, all the characters kind of have
Yeah,
this...
they're all very much built off of some pre-existing anime icon from 2 decades ago or a decade ago.
Yeah, like, it almost looks like a shitty rendition of 90s anime character design.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's not quite as refined or as detailed or as iconic as 90s anime character designs were, but it's like a weird facsimile of it.
Yeah. And something about that design-wise, except for the giant lady, just her face, for me is hilarious. Like, it's just hilarious that it's like, no, this isn't Edward Elric. This is Edward Elfrich. Like, it's just, everyone is just that notch or two away from their original incarnations.
Oh God, I didn't even add that up. That's
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's.
And I was
that is
staring
who
at the
that
princess,
is.
and I'm like, now is she the chick from Outlaw Star? She's reminding me of someone.
Her face is straight from someone. I know.
Yeah, and it's a fun game for me. I'm just enjoying that.
Yeah, it definitely looks like, you know, every character design is like a slight, like, it's the Kmart version of some other anime character.
Yes, this is very much a Kmart anime.
It is GoBot Slayer. Jeff, what did you think about this visually? Like, did you like any of the art particularly, or like, what? Like,
Honestly, I don't remember particularly liking any scenes. I do, the whole spear catching scene was pretty cool. But I can't really think of too many other ones that were visually striking. I do recall one scene in particular. It was in the first or the second episode with it was the captain guy that they showed for like 2 episodes, and then he fell off the cliff and then got saved, and that was it.
Yeah.
But whenever he fell off the cliff, and then it does like the like scream.
Yes.
And it was very clearly just like a pasted image getting smaller.
It's the single frame of this military guy. And they rotate the image.
Yeah,
They just rotate it and size it down.
Yeah, and they do it so slow. Like, because I was like, oh, that looks terrible. I'm like,
that one has to be a
and
joke.
that had to be intentional.
Right.
Like, they had to have done that intentionally, because I'm like, they stick on that scene for way too long. Where I'm like, okay, this scene is way too shittily animated. This has to be a joke.
Right, and that's sort of the exact moments where I'm laughing because it's just so fucking bad.
I was laughing at that scene. Despite not liking this anime, I am enjoying watching it.
You don't like it.
I don't like the anime itself, but watching it is still enjoyable.
So
enough.
it's your wrestling.
Yeah.
Somehow people like how some people watch wrestling, where you're like, no, this is so terrible and stupid, and yet you watch it and you're like,
yeah, I think
I'm enjoying
knowing that I don't think it's good is what makes it watchable.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Because I'm not disappointed by it.
Yeah, that's fair.
I did watch 6 episodes back to back, and it kept my interest the whole time.
Yeah. I mean,
all right.
I only stopped watching because I ran out of time. Like, seriously, I
would have watched
really
7
thought
if
this was
I
hilarious.
didn't have to go pick up Jay.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. I mean, if I didn't like need sleep at some point, and we were doing this later, I probably would have watched a couple of more, because I was actually going to shoot for 6, and then I just ran out of time.
Gotcha. So, yeah, real quick, let's just, like, we can sort of bring up a couple of the characters, because we didn't go more in depth with that. We got Meliodas, the main character, who's the Dragon Son of Wrath. The princess, as we said, bumps into him and tells him...
Whines every episode, okay.
Yeah, whines
God,
every
she has
episode.
no fucking personality.
She wants to reunite the 7 deadly sins so they can overthrow the Holy Knights, because they're giant pieces of shit. Like, twirling mustache, giant pieces of shit.
Yes.
Hawk is a talking pig voiced by the voice actress for Sarabella from Skullgirls. Christina V is the name of that voice actress. And is just the comic relief in an anime full of comic reliefs.
And there's lots of pig jokes. They had like a whole catalog of pig jokes.
He really burnt my spare rib. Oh, back here. No, that's my... And then it's a different cut of pig. And it's like,
Yeah.
pig jokes.
They got him.
We mentioned the giant green pig.
And they've mentioned it more than once where somebody will see the pig and be like, oh my god, a talking pig, but it's a pig talking like a human, what?
And then every time that doesn't happen, it's just weird.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, why aren't the weird fangs even slightly like, holy fuck, a talking pig, like for even a second?
The weird fangs have obviously lost all sense of rationale.
They call themselves the Weird Fangs. Obviously, they're crazy.
The Fago has been pouring heavily at Weird Fang's location.
The mama is probably my favorite character just because it lacks a voice actor.
Yeah, and it's a giant pig walking through the countryside.
It's always CG and looks kind of bad.
Honestly, I don't
For
think
CG,
it's
doesn't look that
look
bad.
as bad
There
as
was
it
one episode where it's like, okay, let's go, and then it started to walk, but they did the walking animation, but then kept it in place. They didn't have it
move it
go
at all.
anywhere.
Yeah.
They didn't move it left or right or
Oh god!
resize or
Speaking
anything.
of walking animations, there's one where I think it's like in the first episode where the soldier's like walking towards him, but like he's doing like the walking animation and they're scaling him forward.
Yep, that
But,
was
like,
bad.
Yeah, but they weren't doing it in pace to his steps, so it just looked like he was just kind of floating towards them.
Exactly.
And it was just really bad looking. I was just like, oh no, I'm gonna watch another shitty anime for this fucking podcast.
Yeah, that fucking first episode really made me worry because there were two ways it could have gone at that point of. Yeah, like the animation in the first episode is pretty bad. It's pretty bad. But, it could look worse. I'm still convinced this is the worst anime we've ever, visually watched. And now I'm hard-pressed to think of one that's worse.
I'm trying to think of shit, did we watch a lot of pretty shitty animes? Like visually pretty that were just utter shit? Because, there was
I don't remember doing
Gourmet
any
Girls
that looked
Graffiti.
bad.
Yeah, I think we've actually had a pretty good run of oh, this is a really good looking anime. This is a really good looking anime. God, these are shit though.
Nozaki didn't move much, but it looked all right.
Yeah, Nozaki but then again, Nozaki didn't need to move much because it was a comedy. Fuck.
I can't think of any animes that we did that look worse.
Ninja
but
Slayer looked worse, but we didn't actually post that.
Yeah, and plus Ninja Slayer was designed to look terrible on purpose.
Yes.
That's like a third of the joke.
What you were saying, Jeff?
Aesthetic as budget.
Oh, I find it hard to believe that this is the worst looking one we've done, though.
Right?
Yeah.
Me too. Here, let me just pull up the episodes we've done. And while I'm doing that, let's move on to the sound production. Guys, voice actors, go.
Holy crap, this had an English dub. That was really convenient for once.
Yes.
Because
that Netflix, that year later.
Yeah, because I was just like, man, I don't really feel like. I was like, because as soon as I clicked this, I started hearing English. I'm like, yes, good. I don't have to read subtitles for a week. But the voice acting is pretty fucking bad. What do you guys think?
It's awful. I can't stand it.
I don't know. They seem okay. I feel like the show is so bad that the voice actors are kind of doing what they're there for.
Okay, I can agree with that.
Okay, Sega High School Girls.
Oh, yeah.
Seiha Girls was
that
worse.
one.
What was that?
You didn't show up for that
Okay.
episode. That was episode 4 of Weeaboots, which is available on Gigaboots channel. And not the podcast, because we used copyrighted music back then. Yeah, we did Master Mosquiton. This definitely looks worse than that.
I recall that one.
Yeah. I'm not saying anything else. Akame Got Killed didn't look worse than this. I'm not saying
it did. It did.
I don't know. It had inconsistencies.
The characters were constantly off model in that show.
Yes, no, that was a horrible problem on that show.
Yeah, and honestly, it didn't even have moments where it's like, oh, this is so slick and coolly animated. Like all the fight scenes were really low frame rate.
I remember that exact problem.
Okay.
Of this would be cool if you drew it.
So Akame Got Killed looks way worse than Seven Deadly Sins by a large margin.
Now that we got that settled.
Yep.
Let's talk about very specific comparisons. I mistyped this. An assassination class ROM. In any case, Jeff, were you there for Assassination Classroom, The Testament of Sister New Devil?
I think that might have been when we were doing different episodes for different people.
Oh, right. And
Yes.
then you
I
watched
didn't watch
the
that
completely
one.
wrong
Yeah,
thing.
because you went to watch Smut and you watched the wrong Smut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right, because I was just like, well, this is the smutty one. I remember that's what it was.
How did you even end up watching that one?
I don't remember
Yuri
it, but
Kuma
it's,
Oh,
Arashi.
yeah.
Because it had Yuri in it, so he thought it was the Smut. So.
I liked that one, though.
he's definitely right. It was the smut. But damn, son. Yeah, okay. I don't know with the voice acting. I feel like yet again it just brings me into that vibe of fucking 90s anime made 2 decades too late that is just trash fantasy.
Yeah, honestly, like
Is can we make trash fantasy a genre? Like I just
I think
those who
Netflix
hunt-
did it for us.
throw Orphan and Those Who Hunt Elves. I'm about to get punched.
Motherfucker, dude. Orphan season 2 is fucking amazing.
I like how you
back me up.
I love how
It
you
is-
had to specify season 2.
Orphan is real good. I mean, it's still trashy fantasy, but it's
Yeah.
really good trashy
Yeah,
fantasy.
like
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
like
no
it's
doubt.
way better than this,
Right, and they like wear modern clothing for no good reason in that show.
right? But yeah, it's just oh man, like the series is just like the poor man slayers, and it's kind of dubbed like the poor man slayers. too.
Exactly, and I feel like it's a larger part of the image. Like the U.S. dub staff that they were talking to is like, hey, here's this anime, and they're looking at it and they're like, okay, this is how everyone's gonna sound. It's gonna be real bad.
Yeah, it is.
You give a shit,
The
you
princess,
get shit.
the princess is
Everyone
gonna be
is-
super squeaky.
Yep.
Everyone is trying way too hard.
Who?
Everyone,
Yeah.
like everything they say, it's just like, well, I'm gonna sound as animated as I possibly
I
can.
honestly
Right.
think that Meliodas is the only person who even slightly is the exception to that. Personally,
Yeah. But
I
that's-
feel like he doesn't try to sound anime cool or like
He always tried to sound aloof though. He's
Yes,
like anime aloof.
He's anime aloof, where he's just like, oh wow, that's a really neat move. You better watch out, you might get yourself hurt. Like it's just so fucking like,
okay,
god damn it.
like Bond. You know, he sounds anime cool guy.
Yes, because he
yeah.
eventually is just ripped as shit, wearing nothing
Yeah.
but really tight leather clothes that don't
Honestly,
fit.
like, and I kind of like his voice for being that. Like, he's honestly like the character I like the most as far as a voice goes.
Right.
Like Deanna or Deanne.
They call her Deanne.
Yeah.
It's spelled Diane.
Yeah, it's Diane, but they say Deanne.
Which is the
She-
giant lady.
Yeah, like she just sounds like cutesy anime girl.
Yes.
And then you have fucking Elizabeth, who I want to punch in the goddamn face because she sounds like this really demure, silent kind of waif. And I'm just like, bitch, fucking speak up. Like she is like Malfina times 1,000, and I'm just like, god damn it! For anyone who's under the age of 25, Malfina was a character from an awesome anime called Outlaw Star.
Right.
You should go culture yourselves and go fucking watch it because it's
Thank
better
you.
than this anime.
Thank you for reminding me of Melfina's name because I'm like, Outlaw Star bitch.
Yeah.
That one.
But yeah, it's,
Can't just keep running away.
yeah, it's. Yeah, God, I hate that bitch. I hate her so much.
Which one, Melfina or Elizabeth?
I can deal with Malfina because she has cool character moments. This bitch has yet to do anything other than be groped, be completely aloof to be groped. Like, oh man, does this make you feel better?
I'm
Oh,
a
no.
princess. I'm
She
so
walked into
sheltered.
the bug tornado. That was her coolest moment.
Which was admittedly stupid because
Yeah, it
she's
was
like,
awful.
I'll
It's
let
really
myself
bad.
die for this one kid. And it's like, you're retarded and people shouldn't give inspirational speeches around you because you clearly take them
Yeah.
very wrong.
Yeah, she is the worst character I think we've seen in any anime so far.
Yeah, she's worse than Kudelia
Yeah.
from Gundam. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
you're like,
I-
who? I'm in a better place now and I'm not watching that series.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, she's
I
worse than
enjoyed that more
Kudelia
than this,
because... Wait, what?
I still enjoyed that one more than this.
Yeah.
Well, that's fair.
Yeah. I can at least say that, like, you know, Iron-Blooded Orphans had interesting ideas.
It's still number 2.
Huh?
It's still number 2 of the anime we watched this season, like I said before.
Yeah.
Man, fuck these two. This is a better anime than Gundam. Check this out. It's stupid as shit. There's a giant lady, and some guy is so cool.
You forgot to mention that the giant lady's boobs are
Are
equally
also
giant.
equally
Yes.
relative to her giant.
Yes.
So they're really giant boobs. Way better than Gundam. Oh, I'm sad. Man, I love that guy. I can't deal with that. I can't deal with that tone that's like, take me seriously. Here's a love triangle. Like, it's like this really gritty, serious World War II movie was cut with a fucking soap opera. I can't deal with that. Meanwhile, if you just go, hey, I'm trash anime from the 90s, let's hang out and get crunk. I could be like, okay, sure.
Okay, I will admit, like, okay. This anime, Seven Deadly Sins, is the anime you get drunk with to party.
Yes.
Gundam was the anime that gets drunk to forget its fucking problems.
Yes.
That's a good parallel, I think.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, like, I don't think this anime takes itself overly seriously.
It really
doesn't spend a huge amount of time dwelling on shit. There is and as everyone here has been saying, it is very schlock. It is very by the numbers trope, where it's just like, we got to spend 3 episodes or we got to spend 3 minutes this episode going into the character of the week, because there's the battle of the week, the character of the week, the bad guy of the week, and then reveal towards larger plot. That's every episode.
Yeah.
And, like, there is the 3-4 minutes going into the character of the week of, like, oh, I was a doctor and I wanted to help, but oh no, they took my daughter. And, like, it's that. It's like every episode, and then it was like, oh, I'm the little kid whose parents died and the town raised me.
That kid was the worst character in this show.
He was yeah.
No,
wait.
Still exists.
Jeff, I was terrified he would tag along.
Yeah, I was
give
really...
Elizabeth a run for her goddamn money. That seriously was the most terrifying thing about this anime.
The haircut, like the little, what do you call the little person from...
Juggalo.
He had like the little lion-o haircut.
I've never seen a brush in my life look. Is that what they call that?
Yeah.
So music-wise, does anything stand out?
There was music?
Yeah.
Other than the intro and outro, no.
Speaking of which...
I recall them just using, like, cheesy, like, tugging at your heartstrings music.
Yeah.
During the princess scenes.
And it wasn't, like, good enough to be even
it was just really, it was
slightest.
like, oh, you're just making this cheesy scene even worse.
Yeah. So, moving on, I'm going to tell you the best part of this anime right now. Are you ready, guys? The outro. Do you know why?
Why?
Because the fucking dance that Deanne and Elizabeth do in the outro is the stupidest fucking dance. It animated so great. It's just, this is how dancing works. And the music going to it fits perfectly.
Honestly, that was my favorite part of the outro as well. That was just one of the best parts. Like, honestly, that outro is worth watching just for
to see that. Yeah.
Just to see, like, Deanne do that stupid little dance of hers. And I was just like, yeah. I'm glad we're all on the same page of that stupid fucking dance.
I mean, fucking, if you're listening to this, go to fucking YouTube, look up Seven Deadly Sins outro or AED, and just fucking watch it, because it's really fucking incredible how the music plays into that stupid fucking dance. And they do it twice. I'm disappointed that it isn't more.
I did watch the outro every single time so I could see that dance.
Yeah. And then they stick some plot thing at the end, too. So it's like, thank you for making the outro watchable at the least. Mm-hmm. That way I can make it through to that. Speaking of which, weird issue. Not on this checklist, not one of the categories you normally rate an anime on, but an issue we have to bring up. Netflix skips the intro.
Yeah.
There's new stuff in every intro.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that it wasn't just a recap for the first couple of episodes.
Yeah.
I ran into that same problem too, where I was just like I missed, like, so I'm pretty sure I missed, like, a segment in episode 2.
For some reason, I immediately knew not to trust Netflix on that and went back.
Yeah. It was like, that seems like a weird moves mouse 3 minutes in. Fucking.
Yeah, because I looked at that, I was just like, whoa, this is 4 minutes into this episode.
Okay.
This intro and recap couldn't have been that long.
Okay, I'm doubling back. You know why this anime is better than Gundam? Because no person at the end of an episode ends it with serious music going, I'll show those kids how cruel adults can be.
That was pretty terrible.
That was verbatim, Jeff. Yeah. I did not interpret that moment. That is what the fucker says. He's the ugliest, fattest piece of shit ever drawn in an anime.
With a Hitler stash.
He says it every episode?
No, he just... one episode ends and he's like, I'm gonna show them how cruel adults can be.
Yeah, because it's like the war orphans take over the base, and they're like, we're fucking over the adults, and then like the one adult's like, I'm gonna work with you kids, and then at the end of the episode, by the end of that same fucking episode, where you don't even get an episode to think that maybe this guy is legit. No, he's just like it's
the worst. He's like some really tall, pot-bellied, Hitler-stashed pedophile.
Nice.
I'm not gonna be surprised if they're like, and he's a pedophile. I'd be like, yeah, I saw his mustache.
Yeah, honestly, I had to think for a second. I'm like, wait, shit, was he a pedophile?
That would be pretty cruel. Starts raping children in the next episode.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they're war orphans. Who cares?
This isn't that other.
They've had worse.
This isn't that other anime series that Sunrise made that actually had that sort of stuff. I'm trying to remember what it was. It was something awful, and it was like the main character.
Sunrise made an anime with a pedophile.
Not a pedophile, but with rape. Back
initial
with
D.
Random
Initial
rape.
D. Yeah, definitely initial D.
So,
yeah.
Can I just bring up a scene that I really enjoyed?
Absolutely.
I think it was the end of the 6th episode.
Yeah, it was the outro. Go ahead.
Whenever they like go into the prison and then they put up the barrier.
Yes.
And they're just like, haha, that's an impenetrable barrier. They're never going to get out of that.
Yeah, well, real quick, to set this up, this fucking fortress, this fortress-like prison is a giant, crazy, almost like... I don't know.
It looks like they just carved it as a mountain.
Right? And it's spherical and giant and like goes really high up in the sky, and it's daunting as hell. And they go inside and then they use magic to seal them in. And do you want me to just recap the whole scene? Because I know what's amazing about that. Was it the giant chick part or immediately thereafter where it's actually hilarious?
Both. But
okay,
I was moving towards the end of that scene.
Oh, okay.
Whenever... the whole thing just collapses.
Okay, so they meet up with Bon in there, and Bon's like, hey, what are you doing here? And him and Meliodas seriously just bro out by like hitting each other so hard they're flying through walls and destroying the whole thing. And then they just meet up in the middle and arm wrestle so hardcore the entire thing explodes in the magic barrier. It's just the dumbest fucking retarded thing. It's like if two Gokus were running around being gay as shit with each other. But which part of the ending there were...
Oh, well, I liked how the giant the whole time was just like swooning over how cute Meliodas is.
Oh, right, because like the whole thing starts collapsing and then they go into that cool anime sort of free fall moment where all the debris is falling but perfectly spaced, so there's enough space for stuff. So they're now on a rock arm wrestling and she's just watching. So she's the background because she's so huge and she's just, oh, they're so adorable when they do this.
Yeah, and then the whole thing collapses and the barrier just breaks and then they're just like, holy shit, how strong are these guys? They destroyed this unbreakable barrier.
And they thought, like, from their perspective, it's like, man, they broke out. How did they do it? Meanwhile, inside, they weren't even trying.
Yeah.
Like, they're just being gay and arm wrestling and broing out. I was laughing my ass off at that. Yeah. They had a... you need to see this, Jay. Like, they had a DBZ battle of pancake high-fiving each other, where they're just like sending shockwaves out, both doing like both arms up, slapping hands. It's just the dumbest shit, this bro out moment. And it's just, this anime's dumb as hell, you guys.
Yeah, I feel like that joke could have been spaced a little bit better. Like if they immediately broke that barrier, if they had the whole setup for it and then cut to the outside and show, put the barrier up, and then it broke immediately, I think it would have been a better delivery of it. But it was still pretty decent. It was, I mean, when we just watched something like One Punch Man, where it really got that it was a joke. It knew exactly what was funny, exactly when to time things.
Yeah.
This just doesn't stand a chance.
Yeah, it really doesn't. And like, if it's supposed to be a parody, it's not going far enough. Or I really don't think it's a parody. I really just think like the guy was raised on like 90s schlock animes and wanted to make his own 90s schlock anime.
Let's have a talk, Jay. Mm-hmm. Sonic Chew isn't a parody. Sonic Chew's fucking hilarious. Because a real Aspie made it.
So are you saying that this anime was made by an autistic guy?
I'm not saying that, but I'm saying it's as. I'm saying it's funny. There, I'm leaving it at that. That's a safe statement to make. But yeah, you were Jeff. If I recall correctly, it was either you or Jay earlier who was mentioning that the outro is like manic.
Yeah,
Like, it's
all over the place. Even just
Yeah.
like the composition of the song, it just switches up what it's doing. You just like eventually I couldn't even listen to it anymore. It was just like noise, Japanese guy yelling and rapping about stuff. I'm just like,
I loved it.
100% tuned out after dancing.
Yeah.
Like, because that song seemed like they cued it just for the dancing moments, and everything else was, we need to write some stuff. Okay. Here's your song.
I don't know. It is just so out there that I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I didn't dislike it. I'm just saying it was very hectic.
The intro, on the other hand.
Yeah. Let's talk about that. I did not like the intro. There's no stupid dancing in it.
I don't dislike the intro. It's an intro. It is a shonen action series intro. Everything about it is just kind of
I love the whole. This is a war before the worlds were split apart.
Yeah, the human and non-human worlds were split apart.
Feel the need to tell us that every single episode. Just like, all right.
honestly, like that intro, that really epic intro, just really makes me want to watch Yakitate Japan.
Oh yeah, they just add that extra Crunchyroll.
Did
Hey
they?
guys, watch that instead of this.
Time to renew my Crunchyroll account.
Ka-ching. It'd be nice to get a good copy of that.
Yeah.
Like, to see and actually do. Well, you have.
Yeah, I own all of it, so does Kyle.
Yeah. Wait,
Wow, both.
DVD.
Well,
DVD, right?
yeah.
Okay.
You can't put that on Blu-ray. I mean,
Yeah.
you could, but it wouldn't be a good idea.
It'd be a great idea. I don't know what you're talking about. Fuck you. As the guy who does active video production, fuck you. I want everything on Blu-ray. But yeah, no, fucking. Yeah, I'm not feeling the intro, Bob. What did?
I can hardly even remember it other than the part where it pans over some drawing and talks about stuff.
And there's that giant lady who's missing.
Yeah, who has
from
clearly-
her knee down. It's just cropped.
Yeah, it's just a cropped image. It's like, what
Like
the
they
heck?
thought she would scroll at a speed where she was covered by something, and they didn't do that. And it's every episode right there in your face. Like, hey, this isn't. We animated it, but
Oops.
we didn't do much more than that. Quality
I'm
control.
in my panned.
Nope.
But yeah, it didn't stick out to me. I can't even remember the song. I don't know. It was not
I
great.
remember it. I do not remember the song. The song and it were not great. There's nothing memorable about it.
I remember it's kind of spoiled all the characters that were about to be introduced.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the intro's gonna do that.
Yeah, but I
if
feel
I
like
remember-
in some animes they hold off showing a full intro until later in the series, especially ones where it is a bunch of like, oh, I didn't expect that person to be giant.
Right. That is kind of just a thing where it's like, wow, like, I wonder when the giant chick's gonna show. Oh,
Yeah, it
episode.
shows two giant people. There's one
Yeah.
less giant person in armor that it shows as well.
Yes. Mm-hmm. It's true. Yeah, I don't know. Not a fan of the intro. Like,
Yeah.
not even slightly.
I think it is just mediocre. It does its job. It is an intro. I don't feel the need to skip it, but I also don't feel the need to watch it.
Maybe I just have a higher standard for intros. I feel like the job of an intro is to get you really psyched for a show and have a song that's going to get stuck in your head so you're interested in going back and watching the show.
I mean,
Like that fucking, like, Ava intro and
yeah. Oh, yeah.
other things with classic good intros. get you
Any
excited.
intro done by Shinbo. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Like Shaft intros are always like the best intros.
Or Watamote's intro, which was
There you
fucking
go.
incredible.
Yeah, which is balls out awesome.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I think that's currently like $20 now on
Oh.
yeah, it's
shit.
just part of their Christmas sale.
Merry Christmas to me.
Yeah. I meant to send you that on Facebook, but fuck it, I guess now I'm telling you on the podcast.
Oh man, that's nowhere near as good as Facebook.
I'm not sure I would be able to deal with owning that.
Oh, I would be able to deal with owning that. As I've said on past episodes of Weeaboots, the main reason I love Watamote is because I know people it makes uncomfortable.
It would give me a panic attack just sitting in my room.
So what you're saying is you're not going to read the manga?
I might. I'll just have to read like a chapter a month or something.
Okay.
Give myself time to settle down.
Emotionally deal with the wounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is the fucking weirdest shit. I've never had such a huge divide, especially in the positive category. Normally, I'm the guy who sounds like he's being a fucking asshole and being like, this anime just this anime doesn't usually, aside from Elizabeth, no one does that thing where they re-say a fucking statement 3 times. Like, you know how that happens in anime? Like, 4 different characters have to re-say one statement that one character made about some other character.
Mika's so Sugoi.
Right. It doesn't have the Mikazuki Gundam. It doesn't have the Mikazuki is so Sugoi moment every fucking episode. It's just Elizabeth with her whining. And it's not like she's verbatim saying the same thing every time, but she might as well be, because it is just so, like, get over yourself.
I feel like
I wish the bugs ate you.
I really feel like the series is going to a full-blown, I'm super serious by the end of it. It just feels like that.
I'm just hoping it goes full-blown super serious by the end, and I said this yesterday while we were watching it. Control-Alt-Delete style, and there's an abortion at some point. And it's like, take this seriously. And I'm like, no.
God, I just read experts from freaking what Marvel's doing. And it's like, apparently one character's getting pregnant, another has cancer. It's like, Jesus what
Christ,
the heck is going on?
What the fuck? I'm reading X-Men right now, and none of that shit's happening.
Yeah, like new Thor apparently has cancer. What?
Oh yeah, that's the girl Thor.
Girl.
Yeah, I'll explain that later.
Girl Thor has cancer.
Yes.
That's a sentence I could say in 2015. Oh boy. Yeah, no, so this is actually one of my highest recommended animes we've ever reviewed.
Wow.
I am fucking serious. This was hilarious to me. I was laughing my ass off at it so much. Is it well made? Fuck no. Is it animated well? Jesus Christ, no. At least it stays relatively on model. Except for that giant's face, which I can't understand.
Honestly, I think her face is on model. I think it just looks weird.
No, like it shifts a couple times. Like sometimes it looks more like the manga, and other times it looks like what they invented for the anime.
Okay.
It's just like, and her face is from another fucking anime, and I can't remember what it is, and it's driving me insane. But yeah, no, I really recommend it. It is a piece of trash. It is fucking garbage. Just like Lost Universe, and I wholly recommend people watch it.
So what you're basically saying, this is the McDonald's of anime.
Is there an ironic Fago-fueled McDonald's? Because this would be that. Where it's like, it is both an institution and fucking terrible and crazy and up its own ass. So it's wrestling McDonald's of anime. There you go. I assume that neither Bob nor Jay would recommend this anime.
I mean, I can watch it. I don't regret. Like, it's not like.
And here at IGN, that gives it a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, right. I mean, if we're gonna go by
technically
IGN,
playable.
Yes, like I mean, I watched it. At no point did I go, fuck. I wasn't miserable or anything.
Right.
I didn't have any issues while watching it. There's a lot of entertaining bits to it. It's just, like, I'd rather be watching Slayers, honestly, is what I kept thinking. Mm-hmm. Like, I'd rather be watching Slayers or, like, Orphan or any other real 90s Swords and Sorcery
I feel
anime.
like there's even Sword and Sorcery stuff that's more recent, like Rage of Bahamut Genesis a few seasons ago.
That is
really good.
I heard that was really good,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, they're still making good things in this genre.
Yeah.
You don't need to substitute to watch this.
Yeah. It's just...
Why would you want to watch good anime?
But yeah.
Jeff, what are your feelings on this? Like,
well, I was just looking at pictures of Deanne because,
from the manga because of all my
just
comments,
in general. I just
okay.
did a Google image search, and
I just wanted to find
both.
some hentai real quick.
And, yeah. Well, there was some nice pictures of her looking like a cheerleader and stuff. But
fucking A. What did you type in?
I wanted to look at her
moment?
face because you kept bringing that up, and the whole time I was watching it, something did seem off about her face, but I couldn't quite place it. But looking at the pictures, I think it is completely her eyes, at least for me. Like they keep doing that weird curvy thing with their eyes in like every scene.
Yeah. Yeah, her eyes are always kind of oddly askew. And
yeah.
I feel like that's an intentional aesthetic design.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're trying to make her look cutesy with it, but it just kind of makes her look odd. I don't know.
Oh, and then Dan found actual Deanna hentai.
No, it didn't.
I don't know, man. That's
is this
like
not Deanne Bukaki?
She was bent over now when her clothes are ripped.
That's
most of the show.
Yeah, I don't.
Also, is she wearing like a swimsuit? What is that?
It's some sort of weird skin tight.
Yeah,
Tank.
she's got a skin tight jumpsuit with belt buttons at the top.
And then with some weird giant glove thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Deanne, 7 Deadly Sins. First related Google search it recommends hot. Of course, the second one is cosplay.
Okay, let me just say.
Good job. You dressed up as a woman with boobs.
Okay, let me just say that. Okay, I don't feel so weird. Apparently, this is a perfectly normal fetish, and apparently it's a top Google search. So I don't have to feel like a fucking weirdo.
Okay, that's kind of funny.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool cosplay.
Yeah, like
Because they scaled her up relative to everyone else on the
right.
team.
that's
That guy looks nothing like Edward Elric. But yeah, in any case, right. I was asking you whether you'd recommend this anime, but then you were like, I'm looking at Dia's face.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
No, it's cool.
I'm not quite sure if I would say I recommend it.
Because of the shame that would come from someone
But,
being like, dude, you told me to watch this.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't tell someone not to watch it. I'm just not sure if I'd also ever bring it up in conversation ever.
Yeah.
When Aaron eventually sees it on his Netflix queue, I'll be like, don't bother watching. No. But yeah, I mean, like if you're on the fence about it, watch it. It was enjoyable enough. I'll probably watch more of it, but I'm not going to tell somebody to go watch it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not a recommendable series,
Yeah,
but
here
it's
we
not
go.
too bad to watch.
I recommend it.
Okay, Dan's
Boom.
a bastard.
What? No, this is incredibly trash. Just like
fine.
Lost Universe.
Okay, fine, yeah.
You ever want to see a train wreck?
I don't think this hits quite peak
No,
train wreck that
it's not a
the Lost Universe does.
Well,
is Lost
Okay,
Universe?
fine.
This
It
is
is.
barely a 3-car pileup.
No, I really think it's just. I think it's a perfect snap, like a frame, picture, if you will, of 90s anime schlock. Just fantasy schlock put out nowadays. Like, it just is so perfectly that shit. I just called it all shit.
You did.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. Join us next week for the new Lupin series.
Yeah, New Lupin. That's what we're doing for the next one.
Good luck finding it.
Yep.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Weeaboots. Go check out our video game coverage over at Gigaboos on YouTube and consider supporting us via Patreon so we can continue making Weeaboots. Jay from HailZeon.com is Hail Zeon on YouTube, and our theme song is Android by Luckhash. You can check out more music from Luckhash at www.luckhash.com. Oh, and if you could, write a review for us on iTunes.